Hi, everybody. I'm Robin from Western Mass. I'm the co-host of our Sunday Morgellons Call. It is Sunday, November 26th, 2021, the day after Christmas. And I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. So today we are going to talk about the stress of the holidays and how to get through them, minimizing that stress. And I am the co-host. I struggled for a very long time with Morgellons till I found Richard and his book and the diet and the protocols. So I personally think Richard is the foremost expert on Morgellons in the world, because he has helped so many people with his book, and he's been through it all. He's found solutions that work, that are healthy, and he's here every week with us. He's available for questions through email, and he has a blog where you can search it. It's bestmorgellonscure.com to find answers to questions. So anyway, I'm thrilled to welcome Richard Kuhns here with us today, the day after Christmas 2021.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody. And
Merry Christmas.
When we hear that, some of us, when we hear that, we echo that, and others, sometimes, Merry Christmas. Oh, God, I wish I could be merry for whatever reason. If you made it to today, well, even if you made it to yesterday, it was pretty good. I found that I heard some statistics on the TV that says heart attacks. You know what day of the year is the highest incidence of heart attacks? Christmas Eve.
Wow.
Wow. It's you got your day off, right? And but I guess it's the change of stress. I mean, you're in your ordinary day-to-day activities, and suddenly, these holidays always sneak up on me. I don't know they're here until they're almost over. I'm just not into holidays. It's not a thing for me. Never has been. And many people thrive with holidays, but I can definitely, when along comes things like Morgellons and skin parasites and the added stress of that, and then when you begin suspecting that you might be contagious, or wonder if you might be contagious, or wonder if you should be around other people, or wonder what's going on when you are around other people and you suddenly notice them itching and scratching just because they're around you, the holidays can suddenly take a deep dive in terms of being desired or not desired. What I'd like to do is reverse things a little bit. I'm going to talk about perception a little bit later on, how you can take the perception that you may have of the holidays, which may be kind of bleak and wish they were over and gone and not here, and change your perception about that. But in the meantime, let's open up the phone lines. If you have any questions, now I'm just gonna mix two segments together here today. We usually have a separate segment for stress management, which is basically the topic, what we're talking about, the stress of the holidays. And then we also have a segment for questions and answers. So if you had any questions you'd like to ask, please, Chris is going to open up your phone line. You've given your last four digits of your number. So if you have a general question about skin parasites or anything, or would like to share how you are doing with the holidays, your experience with Christmas and upcoming New Year's, please do so. The first question I got during the week while Chris is looking up the first number, it was a real short question. Oh, by the way, before I need to do this, the FDA requires I inform everybody that none of us are medical doctors. We're not here to treat, cure, diagnose, or mitigate any disease. before you start the diet or accept any of our recommendations. You discuss them thoroughly with your medical doctor to make sure they do not interfere with any health problems you're presently experiencing. So, that said, the first question, the lady wrote in, what do I do for my ears? Well, yes, you get these parasites in the ears, whether it be the mites or the Morgellons or whatever it is, and it can make life hell. Well, the first thing, before anything, is make sure you have the diet kicking in. We would hate to give you a whole bunch of advice and then it not work because you didn't think that the diet was important. So as we always say, make that diet kick in. It's not the keto diet, it's not the paleo diet, it's not the caveman diet, it's the king diet. And it's specific to dealing with Morgellons and skin parasites. Don't ask me how it works. I don't know. It just does. And when you make it kick in, then we can work on your ears. So let's talk about the ears. After you get the diet to kick in, what do you do for your ears? Well, we do happen to have eardrops in the store so that you can use the eardrops, drop them in your ear, do it frequently. You can saturate cotton with the eardrops and put them in your ears. Keep them in overnight, keep it moist, keep it exposed, keep the organisms in there exposed. So that's definitely something that is worth doing. Now, the next thing is sometimes we're dealing with other organisms in the ears as well that may even go a little bit deeper than the eardrops can go. So we look at things like fenbenzidol, fenben, taking fenben to deal with other organisms that are in your body, specifically, definitely for intestinal organisms, pinworms, roundworms, and things like that. But as far as I know, the fenben will work throughout your body for any organisms such as nematodes that might be in your ears or in those cavities as well. Something else that is coming on the forefront that will be available this week, some people have already had experience and used it, is if we're dealing with perhaps mites, then you may want to look into a medication called nitinpyram, which will be available through our Lufenuron people, hopefully later on this week, and I'll publish that. It has been tremendously well received by many people have tried it out and report real good success with that. So, Robin, you have anything to add to that?
No, I think that was great. I think we should open it up for questions.
What's that?
I think you should open it up for questions.
Yeah. So, okay. Chris, got anybody on the line?
Hi.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Oh, let me say one thing. Before we go on, let me say one thing. I want everybody on the call right now to give a big smile. A real big smile. Now, why do we want to smile?
It releases endorphins.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That has tremendous value. You can be in the bleakest of moods, and if you think to smile, you can begin a shift in your mood. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. And you're right. That does make a difference.
What's that?
I said that does make a difference. Thank you.
Yes.
So I could just ask a question, right?
Yes.
Well, how does one know that you have Morgellons? Like I said, I'm new, so I hope that...
Okay, well, the only thing that really defines that you do have Morgellons is the appearance of filaments and fibers growing from skin, usually from lesions. Now, these filaments and fibers can be of various lengths and colors and so forth. For some people, they say these filaments and fibers are large and black, and they move, and some are red, some are violet, some are blue, some are green, some are white, various colors. Some people, you need to actually use a 60-power scope to see them coming from your skin. Now, generally, these people don't walk around or have a 60-power scope. But they will often find that if you have these tiny filaments, they are going to be shedding. And when they shed from your skin, you're lying in bed and your sheets and so forth, they're going to ball up. They're going to ball up in your clothing. So oftentimes, if you find lint-like substance in your bedding and clothing without any reasonable explanation, that's a good indication that you're probably dealing with Morgellons. That's what I would say.
And
so
not necessarily.
That is it. If you don't have that, it's not Morgellons. I mean, people have skin rashes, they have non-healing lesions, they have all these other things, but they don't define Morgellons. Only the filaments and fibers. But what we do here extends beyond filaments and fibers. We deal with all types of stuff. We deal with skin fungus, we deal with mites, we deal with all these parasitic things that can be housed in your skin, and springtails as well.
Okay. Well, and I'm not really seeing yet any filaments or fibers.
Sometimes the filaments or fibers are almost microscopic and are very hard to see.
Okay.
Well,
so,
Deborah, do you find a lint-like substance in your bedding and clothing that is there without any reasonable explanation? I mean, it's not like coming from a sweater that you're wearing or anything like that?
Well, I just thought it was a type of sheets or clothing that.
Yeah, no.
No.
If you find a lint-like substance, then you're pretty well bet that could be Morgellons. Now, what you do, you can further define this simply by, if you have our debriding soap, which is a deep skin cleaner, you can take a bath with it as it's instructed, just one capful in a bathtub, along with some disinfectant. It could be peppermint oil or borax or Epsom salts, and you take a bath for about 45 minutes. When you get out of the tub, you'll find debris collecting around the tub. That's an indication of Morgellons. You can also go in the shower, and Robin will tell you how to figure it out if you just take a shower if you're dealing with Morgellons. You want to go through that, Robin?
Sure. So you can use the liquid debriding soap again, or, if you don't have any, you can use pretty much any debriding soap. You soap up your body, leave it on for 5 to 10 minutes, rinse off, and then do it again and soap up and don't rinse off. Let your body air dry, and then take a lint roller and rub it on your skin. And if you see teeny tiny hair-like fibers on the lint roller, that's a good indication of Morgellons.
Also, people often find tiny black specks. Now, for the most part, these tiny black specks are probably an indication of a dead mite. But if you have a 60-power scope or something, or you have access to a microscope, it's a good idea to check it out and put it under a microscope, and you might actually find it is a compressed fiber ball instead of a dead mite. So that's another thing that you also look for. But it's only the presence of fibers or filaments that defines it as Morgellons.
Okay. Yeah, and I knew that they were so small that you may not be able to really see with the eyes, but can I just tell you what I've experienced, and then maybe you can...
Well, the best thing would be to complete the questionnaire, because there's a lot of information that you're not going to be able to tell me in a few minutes that we have here that I need to know. So there is a complete questionnaire. As soon as you got your first email from me, you had access to the book and to the questionnaire. If you can open that questionnaire and complete it and send it to me, that would be great. if you're not that technologically advanced like me, then just send me an email. I'll send you the questionnaire in the body of an email that you can return to me. So from that questionnaire, I can guide you and provide you with detailed protocol, detailed recommendations based on your answers.
All right, yes, I can do that. I did see that, and I can certainly do that. Thank you.
Sure. From that questionnaire,
I'll
have an indication as to whether you might also be dealing with some kind of fungal issues. Or maybe you'll be dealing with strongyloides, sericalis, or maybe an indication that you're dealing with Lyme disease and so forth. So there's a lot of information I can get from the questionnaire that, we just have time to do it here on the show.
Right. I do understand that. Thank you. Could I ask just one more thing, though?
Sure.
I've got a 4-year-old granddaughter who has been experiencing pinworms, and she has eczema real bad, and she wakes up during the night screaming, and the mother has seen the pinworm, but she can't seem to keep them away. Can you make any recommendations for that?
Your granddaughter has pinworms?
Yes.
And
that's what we believe they are.
What is your daughter doing about it?
Well, she's really beside herself. She doesn't know what to do. The only thing we were aware of is an over-the-counter, I don't remember what it's called, that she's gotten, and it seems to help, but then it always comes back.
Well, I would, with the pinworms, bottom line is if you email me, I'll send you a phone number for the people that work with fenbendazole. Fenbendazole would be, we call it Fenben, would be appropriate for pinworms, but the age thing, I don't want to get into making any recommendations with your daughter being such a young age, and I'm not an expert on the medication and what ages it's useful or what dosage would be appropriate. But I'd be glad to get your phone number, and you can call them during the week, and they will be glad to address your issue. If your daughter has pinworms, definitely you want to deal with that, and she would be a candidate for the Fenben.
Well, pediatricians treat pinworms all the time, and they have a protocol.
They haven't been able to help her with that. It's like they don't know what to do about it.
Well, then find one that does.
Do you have an actual diagnosis for pinworms? Have they actually did a stool sample and identified them?
To my knowledge, they have not. No, I need to ask about that.
They should send off a stool sample. They should send off a stool sample. Veterinarians do this all the time. When I used to raise dogs, we would be analyzing stools 2 or 3 times a week to make sure our dogs were not infected with hookworms and pinworms and things like that. It's the first thing they should do.
Yeah, I know. I just don't understand doctors lately anymore. but
you should only go on with a diagnosis of pinworms. You shouldn't just be suspecting it. I mean, even your daughter or whatever, you should get a diagnosis before you go running off doing fenbendazole. But nevertheless, fenbendazole is good because basically everybody's got intestinal parasites. So it's part of our recommendations from step 1 is to deal with intestinal parasites. So the age is the issue.
So have you taken your daughter to a pediatrician?
Well, my daughter has taken the grandbaby to her pediatrician, yes. But she's just not getting anywhere with. I'll have to ask her if they've asked or if they've done a stool test. I don't know if they have or not. And the only reason
they don't need to do a stool test for pinworms. They actually just put like Scotch tape on their bum, and the pinworms come out at night, and they can see them on the tape.
Right, and the mother did see that because I had asked her. I told her that she had the possibility of having pinworms because we couldn't figure out anything else. And then she called me in a panic one night about midnight saying that she had seen it. And so that's the reason she,
Yes, and if she takes a picture and gives it to her doctor, they'll treat it.
But so, okay, so you say put some tape there, and that would grab it, and then she should take it to the pediatrician?
Right, that's what you do.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Well, Merry Christmas. Y'all been so helpful. Thank you. I'm going to continue listening to y'all.
Okay, thank you. Keep coming back.
Sure. Thank y'all so much.
Robin, why are we here every Sunday?
Because we care.
Well, and why else?
Because you have solutions that work.
Well, that's true too. But
I know why else. I'm here to give back because you helped me get my life back.
Is it easy? Was it easy for you to do it?
No.
No. And was it easy to make mistakes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are so many people, I'm sure, that have come along and read my book and tried to diet and gave up after a few days or even a week or so. And what a pity. God, if they had just stuck with it. So we're here to support those people so that, I mean, there's no excuse. Tune into this program. And if you've got problems and if it's not working for you, it's not the program. You're making a mistake. And we want you to be able to say, hey, thank you, Robin. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Ethel. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Megan. Because you guys, I stuck with it. I kept coming back, and I got it right, and I got my life back. That's why we're here.
I talked to someone this week who said they can't do the diet because they're not allowed to have coffee.
Well, they should be on this program because
that's not even true.
How silly can that be? You don't have to have coffee. You can drink Sisters tea or any of our other teas.
If you make your own coffee and it's plain coffee and you use, good stevia leaf stevia that has nothing else in it, if you need a sweetener and you don't put in half and half until stage 2, then there shouldn't be a problem. It's the coffees that they soak the beans in oil or add additives or flavors that cause problems.
So the idea is to make the diet work. And if for a period of time coffee is off limits, fine. But it'll be back on limits or adjust it. And Robin just went through several tips that you can use. Make sure your beans
I did not stop drinking coffee when I started the diet, and I didn't think I'd ever be able to drink black coffee. But I got the right stevia, and for the first month I drank black coffee with a little bit of stevia in it, and I actually grew to like it.
Yeah.
It was not a hardship. It was like I felt so much better. It was a relief.
Hey, would I rather deal with little limitations on coffee for now or deal with the organisms crawling all over me, eating me up all night long? Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, you got to look at what you're dealing with here. Okay, who's next, Chris? Anybody want to share your experience with the holidays or if you have any questions?
Nick, you can go, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
How you doing, Rich? Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Same to you.
Hi, Nick.
How you doing, Robin?
Pretty good.
I'm trying to figure. I'm taking. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it. Robin will correct me, but Lufenuron. What does that exactly do?
Lufenuron.
Lufenuron.
Lufenuron. Lufenuron.
Lufenuron. What does that exactly do? Can you explain that to me again, please?
Well, sure. Lufenuron. I really had difficulty pronouncing that word for a long time. So, Lufenuron. Lufenuron. It's a medication. It's a pet medication that inhibits the production of chitin. Chitin is a substance in all fungal organisms. It's akin to the building blocks of fungal organisms. Like if you have a brick wall, if you take away the mortar, the bricks will collapse, blow over in the first storm, okay? So Lufenuron inhibits the production of chitin, which is the mortar of the fungal organism. Now, chitin is also the substance that the eggs of mites, eggs, the shell, keeps the shell hard. Without the Lufenuron, the shell can't be hardened and the egg will never be hatched. So it has two purposes. One, inhibits the production of chitin and inhibits thus the growth of fungal organisms, whether it be Candida or any fungal organism in the body. And secondly, it inhibits the meticulation of the eggs of mites. And also, these organisms, once they are born, they have mouth parts. And mouth parts are also comprised of chitin. So it inhibits the growth of the chitin for the mite to develop a mouth part. So that's what it does. And it is instrumental in everything that we do, whether we're dealing with springtails or fungal organisms or mites. Thank you, Nick.
Oh, okay.
Okay, who's next with a question or a share?
Tony, you can go, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Richard. Hi, Robin. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Hi, Nick. Happy Boxing Day. I made it through Christmas and staying pretty strict with the diet. I'm finding that I feel the mites biting when and crawling when I have carbohydrates. But I stopped eating any rice, brown rice. I tried spelt for a while. Now I'm trying rye. I guess my question is, if I eat too much of any of those items, would that cause the diet not to be as successful?
I suppose it could. I don't know, but I suppose it could if you ate. I know the more of something that you eat that could be a problem, the more likelihood that you'll have difficulties. So it's really hard to say. That's where the value of keeping the diary and the amount, you want to keep the a listing of the amount that you ate.
Yeah. I really crave the carbs. Like I tried a loaf of German rye bread, and I said, okay, I'll try like one slice. I ate the whole loaf. It was a whole pound, and
well, that would
probably
be a problem. The fact that you're craving the carbohydrates is an indication that you may also be dealing with Candida. And are you on the Lufenuron? Have you looked into Lufenuron?
Yes, I've been taking it for probably 3 or 4 weeks now.
Okay, great. So keep that up.
There are some simple spelt bread recipes in Richard's book that, or if you email me, I can send you a recipe for spelt scones that are delicious with hot with butter, and they have very low gluten and no sugar, and they help curb carb craving.
Yeah, it's real easy to make the bread. You can make that out of spelt or rye or millet. Whatever grain you want, you can make it out of and slice it up and butter it, and wow, delicious.
Well, and when I was experimenting, I was super reactive to millet and semi-reactive to rye. Plus, rye makes things very heavy. It's a heavy flour, dense flour. So you just have to experiment. I'm sure you'll find something. And there are these crackers. They're like crackers. They're called Spelt Crisps from the, it's a Spelt Bakery in Pennsylvania, but you can find them on Amazon. They're called literally Spelt Crisps.
And there's Ryvita.
There's also Ryvita.
You can get in most stores.
Yeah, but the Spelt Crisps are delicious, and they're little crackers, and I mean, if you can find, you can make your own sauce with fresh tomatoes and spices and have a dip, you know, and the crackers are really good. And stage 2, you can melt cheese over them, and almost like chips.
Oh, this sounds real good right now.
I believe with a few more weeks, your cravings for the carbs will kind of go away as well as time goes on, and then you'll be amazed that you'll be able to have more carbs.
I look forward to that. I know there's times when I can get by without them, and then when I finally do, I guess I overeat. And then I've tried those Spelt Crisps. I think the company is like Columbia Baking Company.
Columbia Bread and Granola.
Yeah, they were delicious.
Yeah, they are.
Then I tried the Spelt matzahs, and you know, they were good too.
Right, and matzah and butter is delicious. Matzah and butter is really good, and you can also, you dip matzah in water, and then you dip it in egg, and then you fry it in butter. Fried matzah is yummy. And you can serve it with salt, fresh salt.
It might also be good to address your thinking, because you said you want to do without. And whenever you think about, I want to do without something, your brain doesn't like that idea. It's like, why should I have to do without anything? You know, you're fighting yourself. So you'd like to forget about it, perhaps. That would be good. I'd like to forget about it. But avoid thinking I'd like to do without, or I don't want to eat something. If you say you don't want to eat it.
Right. Or you just say, I'm going to find healthy alternatives to this. That's not doing without. That's an alternate thing you can do instead.
So what you're thinking?
Well, I try to fill up on like vegetables and salad and protein and fat. I'm using butter after not touching it for 20 years. So trying all those things and making bone broth with.
Oh, great.
So but you know that 2 gallons only lasts me 2 days. I do a whole gallon. I'm losing weight, and sometimes I like it because we all probably could lose a couple extra pounds, but you know, I get the skin and bones and muscle and veins are all popping out. It's amazing how many veins there are. But anyway,
you know, some people have found, like with rice, but basmati rice has the lowest sugar content, and some people can only eat rice in very small quantities early in the day, and then they're okay. So you just got to keep experimenting and finding solutions.
Okay. I have to try early in the day. I end up like working and doing everything, and then eating and bathing is like the last things I do. So I'm eating too late maybe. Okay, I'll try eating earlier. I'll let you know how it works.
Great. How are you doing with the holidays?
I'm coping. It's okay being by myself. That way I don't have to worry about infecting other people, and you know, just keeping in touch with family, you know, by phone. And I've been doing that for years. I'm just not working right now because of other situations. So it's a good time for me to concentrate on taking care of me and this problem. So
great. Okay.
I feel very positive about that, and I am very, very grateful for all your help and support. You guys are amazing for even just having these calls every week. It's amazing to me how much dedication and support you offer, and you know, everybody's wonderful. It's a great team, and I'm very fortunate. So thank you.
Thank you very much. We love to be appreciated. We do. We really do. It's what keeps us going here. Okay, thank you.
And I did put in a plug for your book, so I did that finally.
Okay.
Got another 5-star review on Amazon.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. That'll put us at 231. That's great. Thank you. Okay, who's next, Chris?
Ken, you can go, Ken.
Ken.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Ken. Where are you from?
Dallas, Texas.
Welcome. Is this your first time?
First time.
Okay.
First of all, I read your book, and it's an excellent book. I'm sticking to the diet pretty strict. I wanted to ask you a question around like the meats. I've been eating a lot of meat, right? But some stuff like the briskets have like some of the fat part of that. Did you cut that off? Did you cut it off and throw it away? Did you go ahead and eat the whole slice that included the fat part of it?
Oh, it's up to you. I mean, if you don't like fat, you don't like fat. You can always fry it up and keep it as an oil.
Okay, I didn't know if it activated anything for you or not.
No, fat. You know, fat. The oils from beef and pork are good to keep and cook with.
Awesome.
The only oils you can have are real butter, rice bran oil, or the fat from animal fat.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'll use animal fat. Okay, awesome. I've been using just the garlic oil. Since I can use animal fat, that'll be good.
You're using garlic oil?
Yeah, from Whole Market. Mm-hmm.
Did you read the ingredients?
Yeah, I tried to follow exactly what you had on. I haven't had any issues with using that oil. It's I haven't used any other oil other than that oil.
Well, garlic oil is very, very difficult to find, and if you found one, I'd sure like to know where it is and what it is, because most of them they're flavored with garlic, but they're nothing but some other kind of oil flavored with garlic.
Yeah, but this one is because you can bear it. I mean, it's really good. I didn't have any issues with it. It's called from Morgellons, B-O-Y.
Just do me a favor and check the ingredients and make sure that the ingredients are good for you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
That.
All right.
I will do that, yeah.
How are you doing with the holidays?
I'm doing really good. How about the brown rice? Because I thought I saw it in your book, but didn't see it in something else. Is the brown rice good to eat?
Oh yes, you can have brown rice, white rice, unless you're dealing with Candida albicans, and if you've had bloating of the stomach and things like that, then you'd want to stay away from white rice. But otherwise, any rice, basmati, white rice, short grain, long grain, Carolina, doesn't matter.
And the spelt bread is made out of what? Just some kind of peas or something?
What?
Spelt flour is a kind of flour that has less gluten than regular wheat flour.
Okay, because I bought some of it. I was just scared to try it.
So you can make bread out of spelt, water, salt, and butter, basically.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Yeah, I didn't have that's what I wanted to know. I'm glad to be part of the cause. The filaments that I have, they come out of my actual hair follicles. They come out of they'll split the hair and come out. I don't have any lesions, but they all come through hair follicles. That's weird, really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keep coming back in. We'd love to have you. And if you haven't completed the questionnaire, please do so. I'll be glad to give you a complete evaluation and detailed recommendations.
Yeah, I did. I sent my questionnaire in. Thank you very much, guys.
You're welcome. Okay, thank you. Who's next?
Karen, you can go, Karen.
I didn't have a specific question. I didn't know I was in line, but thank you. But maybe you can answer something quickly while I do have you there. Okay, thank you so much. I agree about the diet being super important, and I will do that. I just moved, and I seem to be getting overwhelmed between my new place, my car, and my workplace. And I feel like, where do I begin? I know it's the diet and then bagging and all these supplements that you're discussing that I plan to order. But I'm overwhelmed because I have so many books and paintings, and is this possible? I mean, I see people have normal lives with their environments again, but I'm just kind of overwhelmed of where to begin.
Now, how long have you been dealing with these organisms?
Gosh, I want to say a couple years. I lived I believe it started with a systemic candida issue, and then I lived in a moldy environment, and so I just got out of it, and so I'm just starting to really address, being able to disinfect my environment properly.
All right. Now, do you know if the organisms that you're affected with in your environment, are they airborne, or are they on your sofa, your flooring, and furniture primarily?
Well, that's what I'm thinking, because I brought all the furniture into my new place without disinfecting it, and I'm wondering if that's where it's coming from. It seems like, obviously, I haven't been good with the holidays and my diet, but it's gotten really bad, and I'm just wondering if it's because I'm in a smaller space, and so I need to, get rid of everything I have, right? I mean,
No.
I'm just trying to...
No. The organisms are transported through your belongings, through your clothing, through your furniture, through your bedding. So have you put your mattress and box covers in a vinyl zippered cover yet?
Yes, I just did that, and I ordered some menthol crystals from you, but unfortunately they got lost because of my new address. But I'll get some menthol crystals because I know that's super important, and so yeah, I plan on doing that.
All right. So you moved into a new place. That means you're basically dealing with the infected furniture and things that you brought into that new place. And it's good to get a head start on it now. So what are you spraying to disinfect your furniture? Are you spraying ammonia, or what are you spraying to disinfect with?
That's what I need to do. I've been putting ammonia in my laundry, and also spraying my car with Lysol spray and stuff like that. But I need to get a new vacuum, and
excuse my language, but Lysol only pisses them off. Not going to touch them. Not strong enough. So Chapter 3 is very detailed. With your automobile, you're going to want to spray it 20 minutes before you get in it. You're going to want to spray under the console, under the dashboard, under the seats, on the seats, of the side, the doors, everywhere. You're going to want to spray it. And then when you get out of the car, you're going to want to spray it again. So I say 20 minutes before you get in the car, because it's going to take 20 minutes for it to dissipate, the ammonia, so you're not smelling it. It's the fumes that do the killing. So you're going to want to spray your furniture with that too, and under and around it and everywhere. If ammonia isn't strong enough and you have more resilient things, then you need to look at going into the triple pesticide, or the zinc pesticide, which Robin added 2 ingredients to it. Then you need to look at if you need to go to ozone. Now, the ultimate, if you want to jump there right away, is to go to the electrostatic sprayer, which we do have on sale right now, and use the disinfectants that we have, whether it be the Metaclean or the enzyme cleaner or the Benefect, which is organic, and really head out, basically, to disinfect the room with the electrostatic sprayer is like about a 20-second thing or less.
Okay.
So that, so Chapter 3 is very important, and the ultimate of the disinfecting tools is the electrostatic sprayer. They used to be around $900. Now we have one for $250 in the store.
Okay. Yeah, and to put those 3 options in it you mentioned, is there anything I can put in it? Because actually I just bought one, and is there anything I can put in it to use now until I can get what you have?
Well, you have an electrostatic sprayer?
Yeah, I just bought one like a week ago. But here's my thing: I need to buy a new vacuum, and I know I want to throw it away, so I don't really want to buy, I can't afford to buy a super expensive one. And I've been looking for a canister one with a bag because I'm thinking that would be better.
Vacuum cleaners are not that important. Vacuum cleaners are not.
You can get one without a bag that uses a HEPA filter, and then you change the filter regularly, and it's easier, like a upright. But
I mean,
you can just
I used was
Lufenuron.
dust diatomaceous earth everywhere. That's another approach
Exactly.
to use.
Yeah,
So,
I'm doing that. Thank goodness.
I don't think vacuum cleaners, if you have a choice between spending $100 for a vacuum cleaner or $100 for something like the disinfectants, I'd go with the disinfectants. Now, the electrostatic sprayer that you got, what brand is it?
I got it. It's the same one you have, but I could get it right away. I was hoping to use it right away when I moved in.
Okay, you got the Ryobi?
Yeah, that's what I have.
That's a true electrostatic sprayer, because not all electrostatic sprayers that you buy produce positive ions or positive. There are some that are useless. But anyway, you can use our enzymes. Use them by themselves. Don't use them with anything else. Or you can use our thyme, our Benefect disinfectant. It's thyme-based. You can spray counters, kitchen counters, utensils. It doesn't matter. It's just like spraying thyme. Or we have a less expensive one that's Metaclean. It's a chemical disinfectant. So you just spray furniture and things like that with it, the floor, furniture, walls, or whatever, but you wouldn't spray around your counters.
Yeah, I believe you, but usually...
So I was just thinking I needed to take everything out of my house and bag it in my garage maybe, and then disinfect it and then bring everything back.
Things don't die. I mean, mites, springtails, Morgellons, all of that, they live basically forever. So you put something in a bag, and you open the bag 3 years later, and you get reinfested.
Yeah, if you're going to bag anything, you're going to need to put in the menthol crystals or Nuvon strips or something like that to keep them in the environment. Airtight.
So you're thinking just using the electric. I remember reading on your blog a lady saying that she did it for 21 days, that she found that to be effective, so I was kind of prepared to do that.
Well, that's what you want to do, because if you're dealing with mites, the reason of the 21 days is that's the length of time it takes for one species of mites to hatch their eggs. Other mites are shorter, but assuming that you have the one that takes 21 days, that's why we do it for 21 days.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there anything I can use in the meantime with a sprayer until I get your things?
No, I don't know.
Can you use ammonia? Can you use it?
No. Don't use any ammonia or destroy it.
Disinfectants that you can use. Any kind of, you can get commercial disinfectants. You can get organic enzyme cleaners. Richard has both of those, but if you need something right away, Home Depot has stuff that you can use.
Do you have the Nature's Gift concentrate?
No, I need to order that also.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you got a tool, but you don't have anything to use it with yet. So
Exactly. I know.
Home Depot has something. I think it's just called commercial disinfectant, and it's really good. And you can use that.
Yeah, they were selling that. Thank you so much. I appreciate the recommendation. In the meantime, I'll order those that you mentioned, and as well as some other things. Thank you so much for taking my question.
Sure. How are you doing with the holidays?
I'm really fortunate. It's just moving is stressful anyway, right? And then I was just really hoping to get away from this a little bit, to have a break, because I'm in new construction, and I was hoping getting away from the moldy house, but I know I've got some work in front of me, but that's okay.
Well, good thing you're getting into the moldy house. That's a bad environment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But thank you for being there, both of you. Robin, you've helped me before, too, so thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Keep coming back. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Who's next?
So, first of all, I'm
so thankful and glad that I found you guys. We've been doing research and looking for solutions to this issue. We've been dealing with it for about a year now. I guess my first question would be, it's kind of odd, but we take a lot of pictures of it to try to show doctors or just track what's going on, or we seem to get a better view of it on camera than with the eye. Most doctors and whatnot, oh, we don't see it from across the room. They won't help you. But the question is, it seems like this thing is very reactive on a lot of different fronts, but with the camera and particularly when they're trying to get a view of it or take a picture of it, it's almost as if it responds. Any information on that, or?
Throw away your camera, throw away your microscope, it's useless. Throw away your samples, they're useless. There's nobody that will know how to deal with it, even if they could identify it.
Yep. Okay.
You're wasting your time. Better to focus on what you can do, and that is to get your life back.
Okay.
Kick the diet
right,
in,
well,
disinfect your surroundings, bathe, clean them out of your skin. These are the things that we can educate you and that work. There's no doctor. You walk into a doctor's office with samples, you're going to get automatically classified as delusional, goes on your record, and every doctor in the whole country, as soon as you provide your Social Security number, boom, you're delusional. You're late.
Yeah, we got that.
You're late.
It's frustrating and depressing.
We had one lady that went to over 40 doctors. What's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing with the same result.
Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. So after about 10 doctors, it becomes insanity. And even if a doctor said, "Wow, you got Morgellons. You are a Morgellons guy," would he know how to deal with it? Would he know what to do? Would he know about the diet? Would he know about the need to disinfect? He'd say, go home and eat healthy, and just keep your house clean. and maybe take a bath and bleach. Take a bleach bath. There, you got the best of the medical knowledge.
Absolutely, and bills to boot. So again, I do want to say I'm thankful. You guys have reaffirmed a lot of what we've come to discover on our own and provided additional resources to try to get this thing under control, because it has been the worst. You
want to hear the worst story ever? This poor lady, she suffered from these organisms. She got this appointment with this world-renowned specialist, 4-hour drive. She drives 4 hours to see this specialist. He brings her in to the exam room. It's training day. So he has 4 students with him training to be medical doctors, interns, okay? They examine her. She's standing in the middle of the room, practically naked. Examine her. He walks out with his interns, walks back in, and says, "Here you have an example of delusions of parasites."
Yeah, we've been through that several times. No thank you to them.
After 4 hours and probably spent $1,000.
Yeah, absolutely. Been there several times. We get our hopes up that
way. I mean, the best possible response you can get from a doctor is, it may be Morgellons, but I have no idea how to deal with it. That's the best possible.
So one other quick question, if I can, in that vein, as far as medications from doctors, we have found some relief from, what is the one? From one in particular that deals with a fungal infection. But again, and same thing that I've read in your work, you take these things and it helps until you stop taking them or you run out of the medication and it comes right back. So I guess I just answered my own question.
Well, you're addressing the perfect storm here, is what you're addressing, because Morgellons itself is simple, easy. Just take boron and alkalize your body, and boom, Morgellons should be history. If you happen to have a nature's gift, I mean, if you right away figure out you got Morgellons within a couple of days, you see the little pink spot on your skin here that it looks like a purplish kind of bruise. That could be the beginnings of a Morgellons. And if you know that, and you do the nature's gift, and you do the boron, and you do the alkalization, you're done with Morgellons in 2 days. Over, done, history. But generally, it's going to take you a year to 2 years to figure out that there's something going on that nobody knows anything about, and then you're going to hear the word Morgellons. And by the time you have Morgellons, we got fungal issues, we got intestinal parasite issues, we're dealing with 5G, we're dealing with gut biome being destroyed with glyphosate and everything else, and you got a full-blown problem. And it's important to deal with. We're at. So part of our protocol deals with fungal organisms. We attack them head on with the Lufenuron that I talked about earlier. We attack it with the kinase enzymes that we have that go after the chitin and dissolve the existing chitin in the body. We use calcium Daclex that inhibits the production of hyphae being reproduced. So we go after it. So
well, we did order those products, and I'm just waiting on the order to come in. About how long do orders take to ship out?
Well, before Christmas, about 2 weeks now. Now that Christmas is over, maybe 2 days. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we look forward to it. That's our Christmas gift. Thank you so much for being here.
You should have been given a tracking number when you placed the order, and I know I'm guilty of this. I place an order, I get a tracking number, and I don't pay any attention to it. Then a week later, I'm going crazy looking for the damn tracking number. So there should have been a tracking number sent to you, and you can look it up, and you can see exactly where it is.
Okay, I'll go back and look for that. And again, thank you. We hope for some relief.
Thank you. Keep coming back. We're here to support you in getting your life back.
I appreciate it.
How are you doing with the holidays?
You too. Holidays. Like I said, best gift we can get is some kind of cure or relief. So that's what we're working on.
Okay. Keep coming back. We're here to support you in getting your life back. We're looking for more coaches. We got 4 coaches. We can always use more coaches. I know Tony was on earlier. I think he's going to become a coach in probably a couple of more months. So.
I tell you what, if we nail this down, a little bit better, I would definitely pursue that, being a coach myself. In the meantime, I'm looking for a coach. So
we'd love to have you. You don't have to be where I am. Okay, I had Lyme disease, I had strongyloides, I had Morgellons, springtails. I got rid of them all. I can eat anything I want. I can go anywhere I want. You don't have to get to the point I'm at. All you have to do is get to the point where you know the diet works and how to help somebody kick it in, because that's step number 1. Once somebody gets the diet to kick in, the rest of it is downhill. It's just getting rid of the organisms, just cleaning out the closet, cleaning out the skin. You know, the rest of it's all downhill.
Well, I think we have all of that well under control. We were missing the diet, so we're missing the key component, because, you know, it's like we can get it down, we can get it reduced and controlled, but it flares back up, and it's never fully gone. And so I think pursuing the diet and really figuring that out for ourselves is going to be the key, along with adding some of those extra supplements.
It's silly, isn't it, thinking that this whole thing hinges on a stupid diet?
That is not.
The body responds to food. I mean, the food is our natural medicine. That's the original medicine. So it makes sense.
Thank you. Keep coming back. All right. Well, there's one more aspect, and that is that, excuse me, this is a combination with stress management segment. We did the smile. So let's everybody do another smile. Can't smile on it. All right. Now, holidays. Like I shared earlier, I'm not a fan of holidays. You know, I don't come from a big family, and so it's always, holidays are generally a disruption for me. But hey, and then there are many people who don't look forward to holidays because maybe you lost a close relative or someone you love during the holiday season, and the holidays are just a reminder of all those bad things, or that of the past. But whether we like it or not, the holidays are here because that's the calendar. But we can't change that. It's always, it's kind of like the serenity prayer, recognizing there are things you can have something in, and there are things that are beyond your sphere of influence. Well, you can't change the holidays. They are here, they're scheduled. Yet you can change your perception of them. And this is true for anything in life. And this is a real quick, if you want to take notes, it would be beneficial, if you can, is first of all, acknowledge how you do feel about the holidays, with or without skin parasites. Write down all the feelings that you have about the holidays. I mean, the worst might be, I hate them. I don't like them. I wish they never were there. There's no fun. Be as negative. In this case, being negative is important and effective. I hate them. They're no good. I don't like them. They're disruption. They're pain. That's the way I like it. Now, all we are doing is acknowledging what is already in the brain, what you're already thinking. It's okay to acknowledge that. Now, how would you like them to be? What would you like the holidays to be for you? So write down how you would like it to be. Well, I'd like it to be more pleasant. I'd like to see it from a different point of view. I'd like to get through them and move on. So write down how you would like the holiday to be. Robin, you have any ideas how you'd like holidays to be?
Yeah, I'd like holidays to be COVID-free and parasite-free, and with safe travels and not stress-filled days, and just enjoying people's company.
Yes, okay. I'd like to simply enjoy the company of others or whatever. So write down how you'd like it to be. Now, how to make the shift in perception is, okay, whenever you have these thoughts that, you just don't dislike the holidays or whatever, thank you, intelligence. That's your brain. We're talking to your intelligence. That's where these thoughts came from. Your intelligence. It's the bank that you've been putting ideas into. It's the brain, the computer, the bank. You've been banking these ideas, accumulating them. So you're just acknowledging the bank. Thanks. This is how you, and I'd like it to be more copacetic. I'd like it to flow free. I'd like to find interesting things to do. I'd like to find other things to do. I'd like to find other interests. I'd like to find alternative things to do. So state it the way it is. State what your preference. Now what happens is that because you did this and your mind is a computer, then your intelligence will begin discovering other things, other options that before you may have blocked out or just ignored or not even recognized or whatever. You've opened up a direction as opposed to being stuck with, I hate it, I'm Scrooge, I'd like to be the Grinch that stole Christmas, instead of being stuck there, you've opened up to other possibilities, and what's more important, when they're presented, you'll be in a position to accept them, to be open to them, to recognize them. Otherwise, they're fogged out, they're not there. Okay, so that's a formula. So I want to thank everybody for participating in today's program. Would you like to do a song to wrap up our segment?
Oh, sure.
I've taken you by surprise. I know you weren't.
How about we wish you a Merry Christmas. Everyone knows that they can.
Okay, we wish you a Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year. Okay, so we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings at Christmas and a Happy New Year. One more time. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you. Robin is a professional musician. Every email that goes out announcing these programs has a link to her channel. Please subscribe and support her. Also subscribe to our channel and support us as well. We appreciate it. We love being here every Sunday and wish you the best of health and success. We love you all. Keep coming back.